bit of individuals today. Morning, Christy. Let's see. Mind you, when I play the intro and when it stops, then all of you should be in the room. Okay, just a heads up. Because that's how this dimension works. It's the effects of that matter. And the feel of those effects. Okay, just so remember honoring the effect. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Now, I just want you to take a look outside these windows because this is the sunroom house. This is the main, mansion room where all the magic happens. And so if you look outside the windows, you can see today it is a gorgeous, beautiful day. There is absolutely no clouds in the sky. It's green, lush, and the temperature is going to be pretty warm today. So, if you haven't got outside already, because I know I did, I exercised a little bit. I really hope that all of you do that a lot and find the opportunities to do that a lot today. And it really doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're laboring at a slave camp, or you're just sitting down in the lawn chair in your backyard enjoying the nice weather. It doesn't matter as long as you get vitamin D, fresh air, and also, stretching the legs. So, besides all the plans that I have today, I really hope that you all do that quite a bit, that you all, in between your little breaks and everything, get outside. Now, today, so this morning, because interests have been regained, okay, we're going to be practicing concerts for Abby's concert. We're going to be practicing with songs. Did I say concerts? I didn't mean it. So, we're going to be reviewing You Have to Be There. We're going to be reviewing that song, and I know that it has been a while, and I would expect you to have, remembered and, learned a little bit and taken a little bit away, and I'm sure that when you hear the song, it'll all come, flowing back. So we're going to be doing that, and maybe we'll run A Million Dreams a couple of times. We'll review what we know on that song, and we're going to review Gemini Am I, okay, right before we get into those things. As usual, Melody will be running solos, singing, voice solos. And then during the same time, Abby is going to be choreographing those dances for the concert. So that's all that's going to be going on this morning. And after you're done with your individual time with Melody, or all of you girls with Abby, then definitely spend your break time outside. I would, preferably recommend. Gemini Clubus will be meeting. We'll be meeting today at about 1. And today we're going to get into a little bit of the Gemini zodiac sign, because we've already, for Gemini Clubus, we've already talked about the mythology, the twins, and also Mercury. We'll get into a little bit of information about that, hopefully. But today, I really want to concentrate with you guys on your Gemini in My Life project, and I'll be going over the criteria, all the rubric for that, and you're going to have some opportunities to get started on that and find somebody and then do what I'm going to be, telling you to do. And I know you're thinking, yes, it is more like a class setup. Indeed it is. Okay? Because that's kind of what I had in mind and what I was going on when I started. Okay? Now, yesterday, I really did not, it didn't go according to plan. And just know that if you have anything to say, okay, this may come off a little wrong, but I'll just say it. If something goes out of plan, because I go out of plan, I'm spontaneous. If you expect, I thought that Gemini Clubus was meeting today. Plans change around here in this Minton, okay? So just expect that. Just expect that, one day I might make my plans abundantly clear, and then I go off of them. House cleaning, chores, all those types of things, Minton headquarter meetings, and everything else. Because just know that I record all of these press conferences, so be called, and not all of, so all of the Minton watches these, including you see that TV over there, there's some people sitting in another room in the little set room with like couches and chairs watching it through the overhead. And I put all of these videos on my page and on my channel for you all to see. If some of you may have, not been available for these meetings, even overhead over there. And that way it kind of has like that way you can look back on it, refer back to it, that way that you'll want to watch these, remember, I remember what happened, during this time. And so they'll, and they're not because I like to, hear myself talk and I like to have it recorded. I will admit that's part of it. Another part of it is for all of your purposes to be able to one day go back and then just, watch these and then look back on those moments, to have something, that is saved that I will not remove for any reason, to look back upon. So I just want to tell you about that. So, Gemini Clubus will be meeting today at 1 o'clock. Prior to that, before lunch, we're going to be all of the dancers and all of your solos for songs will get met before then. Now, because the Minton Later has responsibility and has the ability and the creativity of mind to compose his or her own songs. And indeed, I was doing just that. Now, I'm going to talk about Face Picture and some nostalgia that I had in August. Right before I didn't meet with you all for quite a bit of days, from like the 15th through like the 25th or something, where I didn't meet with you. And that's because I was getting depressed. I was anxious. I was kind of in a rut at that time, and I did not feel up to doing that. I just didn't have the mental capacity. But so before then, I have nostalgia. Because that summer, 2019, we really celebrated Super Nanny and Joe Frost, who will be joining us for cancer season. Not the disease season, but you know what I mean. So, I remember Libembe Bell Books Minton did a little project where they had some eye magnifiers, some lenses and some binoculars out of cardboard rolls, circles, and I don't know where they are now. But I remember seeing a specific family of Super Nanny called The Park Family. And particularly the mom, blonde-haired, and she had a very, very Slido-like, very unique voice. If you've ever seen The Park Family, then go in and see that. But I want to talk about a face picture. That face picture is a noodle. And I'm not talking about the noodles that you consume like pasta. I'm talking about the noodles, not to have the pasta-like look, but the noodles that you use in the water, when you're swimming, and for, support and help with that. So, customs are these random things that come together. Face picture, individual, occasion, and maybe a song or two. And indeed, there was a song to go along with the weather, which was cloudy and overcast and everything else. Warm, hot in August. So, that song was Perfect Day. And it's not like the song by Susan Boyle, which at Kathy's concert we honored with the, we're gonna read you by us. So, it's not that one. It's another one. And it's in minor key. And if you go onto either the Hal Leonard Choral or the Lawrence Corporation, you can put in Perfect Day. Try both of those. I know it's one of them. And hear that melody. And there's a random reason. Everything is random here. Now, I don't want to spoil you anything, but I wanted to incorporate take the lyrics off of that song, keep the melody, because I was just watching season 3 of Dance Moms, which you all haven't got to yet. You're all still on season 2. And I won't tell you what happens, but I will tell you this, that a face picture, I'll get to that. But the very, very first episode is called The Beginning of the End, and the very second episode is Out with the Old and with the New. And I'm just going to show you what this is going to look like. Because a face picture that I thought of, that I found for Christy, is that noodle that I was talking about. And it's either a blue noodle or a pink noodle. And I'm sure that you're all wondering, thinking, that's random. How does a noodle have to do with the fonts and everything else? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's these random things come together. So I will put that song on the page for you to see. But before I do, I just want to play for you what that song's gonna be. Now, after Gemini Plebis, I'm going to continue with solos, and then the solos, and for the dancers who can sing and have a good voice, they will be working with melody, and then the remainders will be working with Abby, and then Sogo. Everybody's solos will be working with her melody. So, I'm just going to play a little melody from that song that I was talking to you about. So this is what it sounds like. So that's it. That was kind of pretty. It was kind of neat. So eventually, after all the other plans go away, I'm going to learn that song. Maybe even do a music video. And the music videos that we've done in the past, well, only one, that was the Shrilly Scorpio, which we did back in February, which I wish I would have done in November or late October. But that was the other music video that we did. Anyway, maybe we did another one that I can't remember before or after that, but so. Anyway, now, let's review from yesterday of what we learned in the Gemini MI. And I'm going to put in any details that I might have missed, anything that you struggle on or don't get right, because I can only notice so many things. And getting astrological, I think that Abby is more detail-oriented than I am, being a Virgo, and I'm not being a Virgo. But so anyway, and remember, astrology is perfectly realistic and practical. And as I said again, don't need to believe in it. It's just like the weather. You don't need to believe in the weather, but, you know, if you know that the weather exists, if you trust that the weather exists, I can't say different for astrology. So, let's see. So, Gemini, am I just peachy? Okay. So, I am going to put the lyrics of this song up on, what's that button? Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to get that out of its little net here. There we go. Okay. So, everybody, I'm going to put the lyrics up here so that you can see. Now, let's see here. Now, some more. I don't need this anymore. Okay, so I'm going to put them all up here so that you can see all of these lyrics. Okay, now, you should all know this. We worked on it 2 days ago. We worked on it yesterday. Okay? So let's see how much you remember. Hear the song just out of memory once and then sing to it. Wait, is that even... I don't know if that's even plugged in. I don't think that that's plugged in. Well, it should be. Okay. Let's see, with so many chords, I can't even see what half of this is. Okay. Get that thing in here. Okay, now we should be good. So, here it is. I'm getting it. Okay, there we go. You know this already. So we'll just put in any detail that I missed. And with all of this too, like on the endings do kind of that jazzy vibrato, like kind of thing. We'll do that a little bit. Just remember that as we're going through, and everything else I told you the other day. coming back to everybody. Remember the very versatile on that. Remember rhythm. So on that, I put mostly an I sound, but then added that little extra slight E sound. This is the halfway point of the song. And it's not going to sound like this. We're going to make it a lot more elegant than you're going to believe. Like my inner child, I tend to change my mind. I'm known for being kind. The need for excitement is my main concern. Everything and anything, desire to learn. I'll spice up the life with my playfulness. Remember syncopation on it. It's some details to remember, but I think you'll be good at it. So then remember on the difference. So one of them goes so very versatile, and then the other one goes so very versatile. So it's a little bit different in the sound and the rhythm and syncopation of those two. So just remember that. And the music will help you as you're going through it. Just hear the remainder of it. Okay, so also, I hope that you all had a wonderful dinner last night. We had a Chipotle-like Mexican chicken and tomatoes with rice, brown rice and beans, lettuce, cheese, all of that kind of thing. I really hope that you all enjoyed that kind of, help yourself fix your own type thing. It's a very, very great party dish. And it's also very, very healthy and well balanced. Grains, vegetables, protein. So, anyway, now you heard that. Now I want you to try to sing through this song with the music now. And with the music, it's probably easier because it guides you along, helps you along. So remember everything. So remember everything that I've taught, that I've preached. Gemini, am I wonderful? Social butterfly. Oh yeah, again, that rhythm. Gemini, am I? Some of you want to do Gemini, am I? It's not that. And then social butterfly is kind of social butterfly. So when I say Gemini am I, if I snap though, it's going to be just kind of like a second or two after. So Gemini am I, social butterfly. So that's how it should be, or just to fly straight and clear. So remember the rhythms, because this repeats and the rhythms and notes are different. So remember all those things that I've told you before, okay? And I don't want to repeat them again. So Gemini, am I wonderful? Rhythm. Social butterfly. That's okay. So very versatile. So after that, syncopation on social butterfly, and then so very versatile. So so very versatile. So just hear that so very versatile again. It's so very versatile. Okay, and then that this is the irony. Because dull means boring. It means flat lines. But you're making the dull, and you're not making the dull dull. So don't make the dull. That's a pun on, isn't it? So when it says dull, don't think of the word and what it means. Think of the opposite. You want to really make it anything but dull. Kind of add that kind of that jazzy slide into all of those things like I've told you before. Okay, so do that. We're moving on. Remember everything. Gemini am I. Cinco. Social butterfly. So very versatile. Wonderful. Anything but dull. Amazing. Restlessness. No time to waste. Forget the fine. So on that forget, it's not forget the finer details, it's forget. It's not it's forget the finer details. And my haste, remember that haste is held long. It's held longer than the others. And then in my, no time to waste. Remember on those endings, it's not the straight waste, it's waste. So just an extra little, so, do re do, kind of that quick, note transitioning. So, remember that when you do that line from the top now. Gemini am I, rhythm, social butterfly, so very versatile. Anything but dull, jazzy, restlessness. No time to waste. Forget the finer details. And if you just did the waist just flat, then there would be no, and then there'd be spark to it, but it just adds that kind of that gilding of the lily, that little extra, sprinkles on top of the cupcakes. So waste is waste. Okay, so that's something that you did not remember, so remember it next time for those of you who forgot. Haste. Remember that haste is not held one. It's haste. Do 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 do. Okay, it's kind of so it's not haste. It's the it's those notes. It's one word with a lot of just quick notes. Okay, that makes it interesting. So think about making it interesting when you're saying that. Next. Okay, let's go back. Forget the finer details in my haste. Love to speak my mind. So remember, it's love to speak my mind. Okay, it's not love to speak my mind. It's love to speak my mind. It's not love to speak my mind. It's not that. Mind. So, mind begins on the upper note and then it ends on, one note down. Okay? So remember, So remember all of those little details that make a way. Speak my mind, show the knowledge of my. And it's not love to speak, it's love to speak my mind, okay? So don't do too quick or no too slow. Listen to everything, keep it interesting. And here's another thing that might be important on that interesting. So an interesting it's keep it interesting. And on that, so you're gonna hold the very first in a little bit like that, and then ing is going to be kind of the kind of that shaky, jazzy type ending of that. Okay, moving on. I am social, and remember the rhythm remember the synco difference. The first one had syncopation on that, second one didn't. So, first one, Gemini am I.